and with a dominant display, defending his WBC light welterweight championship. WBC and what is it? WBO and WBC light welterweight championships. Terence Crawford just defeated Felix Diaz. Diaz's corner throwing the towel in the 10th round, and I mean, just impressive display from Crawford. Diaz had his moments a couple of times. I did actually give Diaz 2 rounds of this fight. I thought he won the 2nd round as well as the 7th round, and but otherwise, I mean, those moments I had were just too few and far between. You know, he was able to ratchet off a couple of nice hooks against Crawford, but honestly, I think this was one of Crawford's like most impressive performances. He has definitely improved since the Yorikis Gamboa fight. You know, he's improved his ability to keep range, his overall timing, his ability to fight both on the inside and on the outside. You know, his ability to kind of switch it up, mix it up. You know, the way he switches southpaw orthodox, of course, you know, kind of goes without saying. He's really, really good at that. And just really a great performance from Crawford. You know, a performance that was dominant enough that it almost kind of became boring in certain spots, at least as it kind of told on. Simply because of the fact that Crawford wasn't necessarily going out of his way to like try and knock Diaz out, and Diaz had a damn good chin. I mean, he definitely showed a damn good chin as well as a certain amount of scrappiness, which is, I think, a big part of why Crawford wasn't necessarily looking to just completely throw it out on the line and everything. You know, he just kind of picked him apart before he, you know, kind of threw in the towel basically, or his corner did. His trainer Joel Diaz, but. Really, really good work from Crawford. In the aftermath, of course, you know, he wound up calling out Manny Pacquiao, of course, Julius Indongo, the IBF light welterweight champ, or IBF and WBA light welterweight champ now, and he also called out Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was the 3rd fighter that he named. He said like, hey, I'll even go up to welterweight, fight somebody like Keith Thurman. You know. Excellent fights, you know, if they can get made, especially that Julius Indongo fight. To me, if he's going to be staying at 140 pounds, that fight is the absolute fight that needs to be happening next. Indongo is the other man, the clear number 2 in the division. You know, if Crawford was able to pull on a dominant display against Indongo the way he did tonight against Felix Diaz, I think the calls of pound for pound are definitely a lot more deserved than I would have thought, you know, previous, especially to this win here. You know, I think people were being a little bit premature with him fairly recently, but I think he's starting to definitely live up to it in a major way now. And if he was to defeat Ndongo in handy fashion, I think that would be a bit more proof in the pudding of just showing that that is the case. But really, really impressive stuff from Crawford. Outside of Ndongo, 140 is a little bit of a wasteland. It's almost like it wasn't necessarily particularly deep to begin with, and it's also kind of been cleaned out. A lot of the top 140 pounders are now at 147 as well. So, incidentally, some of Crawford's best true rivals may actually be at the welterweight limit. I mean, Crawford's not a small guy. You know, he did weigh in at 157 tonight against Diaz. Diaz himself was 161. You know, he definitely had to take some extreme measures in order to make the weight, I'm sure, which isn't to take away from Crawford's performance. It was still impressive nonetheless. But, you know, I think Crawford is, he's definitely taking care of business at 140, and I think his true challenges and his true, like the true test of exactly what type of fighter he truly is, like when it comes like to put the grit and like the true test of his persona, his manhood, you know, his test of courage, his test of just like what he's truly made of are going to be the fights at 147. There's a possibility that Ndongo may be able to bring that out of him at 140 as well, but I don't know. I still kind of favor Crawford in that fight against Ndongo. Even though Ndongo, I think, is probably better at range than Crawford is, I think Crawford has the inside game that Ndongo hasn't yet proven to be optimal against somebody like Crawford. But regardless, I mean, just very, very good stuff from Crawford. Props to him. Felix Diaz, I'm sure there's still some fights out there for him. It's going to be really tough, though, because, I mean, he's a high-risk, low-reward opponent, and I think it's even more so now. Like, he's an even lower-reward opponent now that Crawford just pieced him up. So it's going to be, I think, fairly difficult for him. So Unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. But props to Crawford regardless, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.